You're listening to Business Spotlight on 970 AM. The Answer.
This is Business Spotlight from 970 AM. The Answer. I'm Gary Clark, and today in the studio we have Rob and Curtis, and they are from BAREfit Adventure Training, which I know absolutely nothing about. So who wants to speak first, Rob or Curtis?
Well, I'll be happy to go first.
All righty. Tell us all about BAREfit Adventure Training and how long you guys have been doing this.
Well, my name's Rob, and that's Curtis, and we've been, actually, BAREfit has been around since late 2012, and we started out actually as a satellite fitness operation out in the East End, out in J-Town. And really, the way that we came together, I was working in a consulting position with some franchised health clubs, and Curtis was working along with me, and we had an opportunity to fill up some studio space that was not being used, and we put together a concept that we'd both been brainstorming on. And Curtis had a background with outdoor adventure sports most of his life, and I'd been working in corporate health clubs. And I was really interested in doing something that I thought would be more holistic and more centered around community. And we really kind of teamed up a lot of our ideas, the outdoor adventure sports and the holistic nutrition and really the concept of functional fitness. And we put that together. And, of course, in the beginning, we didn't really know what it was going to look like. And then, over the last couple of years, we've evolved it to be something that has taken off in the community. We've been able to attract about 100 members, and we're down in Shelby Park is where we finally found a building home about a year and a half ago. So that's what we're doing now.
All right. And Curtis, you look kind of like an outdoorsy type guy. You have that look about you. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Oh, really? I gotta look the part.
Well, sure you do. Yeah. Well, tell us about your role in all of this.
Yeah, so I've been working as a trainer for in and out of both the fitness and the outdoor industries for going on about 10 years. I've worked at everywhere from like the YMCA was actually my first fitness job to running outdoor adventure trips with high school, middle school students, to working at Quest Outdoors.
So do you guys take, what's the age limits that you have?
As a general, like within our general pack workouts, that's what we call our group workouts. We do 18 is the youngest that we take. And just for liability reasons and such, but we have done some younger members in one-on-one setting or in some kind of special classes. Like we trained a few like high school athletes and such, and like that's something that that we're open to. But what
about the upper end of the scale, the age scale?
Yeah, no, actually, some of our best members have been in their kind of 50s, 60s, and on up. I got one member that's been with us here for about a year and a half. His name is David. He's in his 50s, and he's probably had more success than probably almost any one of our than almost all of our members.
Well, they say, and I mean, this sounds like a program that would be good for somebody like me, that once you reach 50, everything starts falling apart in your body. And from some of the aches and pains I've had, I'm really starting to believe it. But years ago, when I first was diagnosed with high blood pressure, my doctor told me to start walking. And I started walking, and I kind of got into a routine, walking 3.5 miles a day. And, a lot of people don't realize that as you get older, if you don't exercise, you don't feel good.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. Well, again, like your body is only as healthy as it needs to be.
Right.
So, if your body only has to be healthy enough to walk up one flight of from your car to one flight of stairs and sit in a cubicle, then that's as healthy as it's going to be.
It must really bother you guys to go to places like a mall and see all of these people in these hover-rounds. And it's like a friend of mine says that about the hover-rounds. It goes, look, the reason you're in a hover-round is because you weren't getting enough exercise. Now, granted, there are people that really need them.
Right.
But sometimes people, there might be a degree of laziness involved there, you think?
Well, I think what we, we were we were really just discussing this earlier, and I think what it boils down to is that a big part of what BAREfit is really anchored in is the idea that modern life is not very natural. As a species, really, humans were meant to be outdoors. We came from the outdoors, and in the last 100 years, the sedentary lifestyle of our work life and even our home life, in a lot of cases, has led to a lot of chronic diseases, a lot of mental health problems. 1 in 3 people now is on some form of an SSRI type drug, and I think a lot of it is just built up stress, and anxiety comes from being compartmentalized. So a big part of what we do is helping older people reclaim their youth in the sense of playground type fitness, where you normally go to the gym and you think you're going to be sitting at a machine or walking on a machine.
Right.
We're actually getting people up, monkey bars, climbing, going over vaults and hurdling. Of course, we lift weights and we do strength and conditioning, but a lot of it is really geared more toward what you might think recess would look like when you were in school. So it's a lot of fun. It's really effective.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that sounds like a lot more fun than going to a gym and getting on a treadmill or getting on one of those stair step machines. That can get pretty boring pretty fast. I mean, they even put televisions in front of you to keep you from being bored to death. But what you guys do sounds like it's hard work, but it's fun.
Yeah, and again, I think part of it is the fitness industry really over the last 10 to 15 years has evolved. People started to realize that the traditional idea of going to a big building and using machines wasn't working for a lot of people.
Right.
And in my corporate work before, I would see that probably 8 out of 10 people who joined a gym were gone within 30 days, or else they were just paying and not using it. And so again, by creating a smaller community in an older building, we're in a kind of old building space down in Shelby Park. We've been able to create a cool environment that's different. It feels more like a work site than a gym. It's old brick and steel building. So the aesthetics are great in that way. And then on top of that, we've got engaging community where our members actually know each other. We know them. We send out always text messages, emails, Facebook groups to keep up with people. So it's really like a little club in a sense, but obviously everybody's welcome to be a part of it as we grow.
I mean, it really does sound like a lot of fun. Talking about exercise, when they have junk pickup day in my neighborhood, you always see exercise bicycles and treadmills setting out, or you go in somebody's house and they're using, you're using the treadmill for a hanger. Take me through let's say I show up, take me through, how do you begin in the program? And what all's involved?
Yeah, so we have the first thing that most people do is meet with either Rob or Anna, who's our other sales consultant, I guess is their official name.
Training coordinator.
Training coordinator. There you go.
Official title.
The official title. And then so you come in, you meet with them. They come in about 15 minutes before a normal session. You meet with them, and they take you through a movement assessment. Essentially, kind of go through, have you do like walk through a lot of basic movements that you'll be doing in the during a workout to assess kind of where you are physically.
Right.
So we'll know kind of like if you're starting off at like a level 2 or a level 10.
Okay.
And then
was 2 be like bad and 10 is great? Is that how the scale works?
More or less.
Okay.
More or less. Our scale goes to 11 though.
Okay. Oh, it does. Does it start at 1? I might be in the minus 0.5 category.
So after the kind of the initial assessment, after the initial assessment, and just kind of like some basic instruction of what to expect, you'll go down, and then everyone else will be warming up by that point. We spend the first 15 minutes of each workout doing a mobility focused warm up. I'm not sure, so like mobility is essentially where flexibility and strength kind of meet. So like, because there's some people that are like really bendy, but they break easily because their muscles aren't strong.
Right.
And there's some people that are really strong, but they can't scratch their own head because their muscles are way too big, or they're not flexible enough. So mobility is kind of the happy medium between the two. So we have a mobility focused warm up, and then we do our lift for the day. So like, we'll either do like a back squat or a deadlift. These classic lifts that have been around for hundreds of years because they're that effective.
Right.
And then from there we'll start our our main circuit for the day. So we split our weeks up into 3 types of workouts. So Mondays and Tuesdays are push days. So push days we focus on essentially more or less the front side of all the muscles that extend things like chest, shoulders, quads, abs, all that stuff. Wednesdays and Thursdays are pull days. So we focus on upper back, lower back, glutes, hamstrings, biceps, all your flexing muscles. And then Fridays and Saturdays are WIM days. So those are kind of our obstacle course days. So we actually set up a full obstacle course like monkey bars and vaults and crawling and carrying and all sorts of different stuff. We kind of call it, where we focus on like overall core, mobility, agility, balance, cardio. Kind of, we jokingly refer to it as training for the zombie apocalypse. And as kind of like one to have, kind of put together what we work on throughout the week, and two, just to kind of it's almost like our party. Like, we have a party at the end of the week.
Well, it's pretty cool.
So
it's a much more fun cardio approach than just going for a jog.
Yes.
Sure.
And like most people will do like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule. So they essentially hit every part of their body within a week.
So do y'all have plenty of Advil for afterwards? For those of us who get sore really easy. Well, we got about a minute left here. So, Rob, I guess you would be the one that would get all the contact information here?
Yeah, you can find us on all the social media sites, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. Our handle is BAREfit Life. So if you a good place to start would be going to our website, which is barefitlife.com. And for people that may want to inquire about trying us out or just coming to learn a little bit more, you can go there. You can also call or text us at 502-509-9762. And again, the big thing with us is it's all about being a more functional, capable person and just having fun with your fitness. It's not so much about looking great in the mirror. That comes with the territory. But it's more about just being a healthy and, again, capable person and kind of getting back to the true nature of what we're all about as humans.
Well, I really appreciate you guys leaving the obstacle course for a few minutes and coming in here and visiting with us today, because, this really sounds fascinating to me. Thanks so much. You've been listening to Business Spotlight here on 970 AM, The Answer.